All right, we're gonna assemble the leverage squat machine. It comes in 2 boxes. You know, one's significantly bigger than the other, but they're not marked as to which is which or which you start assembling first. Anything marked on the outside. But I've assembled the leg press, the bench, the preacher curl, and the cable machine. It shouldn't take more than an hour and a half, and if you have a socket set, you'll be fine. All right. So there's your pile. Everything pulled out of the box. Hardware, the shoulder pads. I think everything looks pretty good. It's heavy. The tubing is big, which is great. Construction, given where it's engineered, or not engineered, but given where it's manufactured, I think we're gonna be just fine. So let's start assembling. I set a timer and I checked it, not a timer, a stopwatch, and I checked it, and hour and 5 minutes. So that ain't bad. Hour and 5 minutes, and you have a leverage squat machine. Construction looks pretty good. You know, so I'll kind of show you around it a little bit. When assembling this, these, don't cinch these down super tight. This padding, there's a layer right here of just wood, and then there's a nut on the other side of it. So you're cinching that nut against wood, thin plywood. You can smell it actually when you pull it out of the package. So don't cinch those down super tight, but everything else, once it's assembled, do a 1-over, just with the wrench, go over it again. And yeah, I think the only thing that I'm missing that I didn't see are washers big enough to fit right here. I'm gonna move the machine, look everywhere. It calls for a number 45 washer. I think I used that already. So I don't know where those washers are, but this is already bolted down right here. So as far as it sliding in and out, it's not gonna slide in and out. And then these arms, levers, are bolted onto right here. But everything looks pretty good. I'm gonna eat, change, feed everybody inside, and then come out and get a leg workout. All right, we're fed. We got a baby in here. We're gonna start, so it's legs. We're gonna warm up and then start with lever squats. I'm gonna do a heavy set, back off set. Warmed up a little bit, no weight on it. I'm a hair over 6'2". You know, wear a size 14 shoe. Platform's plenty big enough. I can squat all the way to the depth, and I can squat pretty deep. There's no issue. Depends even on the highest setting in it. There would be no issue squatting or not being able to squat low enough. I will say you do sit back pretty far. So it's interesting. But I do like the feeling of having my feet all the way at the bottom of the platform. You'll see in a second. Okay, so loading up for the first set. I'm sorry, we're renovating the inside of the house. That stuff all belongs in there. This stuff here, it's going out there. It's into the house. It doesn't belong in here. Okay, what I will say is it only pivots and is attached to this one part right here, right? So now that it's starting to bear a load, I mean, I don't know how well that shows in the camera, but it's got some wiggle. You know, this is not commercial grade, and Titan won't pretend that it is either, right? It's home gym quality. However, you know, for $640 or $50, whatever we paid for it, it's a fantastic machine so far. I think they call it pendulum squat at our gym. It was attached on 2 different beams rather than this one beam coming up. There's one on that side, one on that side, and then like a, you know, probably a 22 or 18 inch, somewhere around there, rod that came straight through. And so it was secured in a couple of different places. But I will say that I loaded one plate on, right? So I had 1, 2, and I was loading a third on, and there was only 2 on that side, and it was a little unstable. I wouldn't ever load more than 45 pounds at a time on either side. All right, let's hit the first set. Ooh. 3 seconds up, 3 seconds down. Well, getting out of it's a little awkward. Oh. 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 Quads are pretty fatigued. Now you go to a compound movement. Let your glutes take over a little bit. Let's bring them closer to failure. Oh. 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 Oh my goodness. Oh. One thing I'll say regarding structure of this is it would be great if there was another bolt selection right here. And this would be brought up, what is this, could be brought up 3 inches maybe. And being a little bit taller, 6'2", it's a pretty low entry point coming in through the back. Can you see me? It's a small complaint. It'll work. It'll work. The other thing is this. It'd be nice if this was elevated another like 3 or 4 inches, like a considerable amount. For the size, 13, 14, my toes up here, my heel is touching the ground 3/4 of the way stretch. So I'm not getting a full stretch in the calf. I think it'll work though. I might modify that and then update you on the video, on a different video. Probably modify both of these actually. Probably go ahead and drill this out. There's 2 bolts going in there. Remove them, drill it out, possibly put in shorter bolts, something like that. Ooh. See, my feet are like already on the ground. So as far as a stretch, it's not ideal. Yeah, it's like, it's way short. My calves aren't getting stretched at all on that. What I'll probably do is get a 2x4 this length, drill a hole straight through, straight down, probably just one here, get a flat topped flush washer or top bolt. It'll go through with the washer in it and come out the bottom right here to tighten it. It's just my feet touch the ground just halfway through the movement. It's not high enough. Final assessment, I think it's excellent. Under $700. Body Solid has one that's over 1,000. Might be built a little bit different. The Body Solid one, this is rounder. Or it's not rounder, it's round, it's a cylinder. I like the idea of that. Foot would move a little easier on it. This is gonna work, I think, with two very simple modifications. This is gonna be considerably better ergonomically. I think if you're under 6 foot, you know, you wear a size 10 and under, this is probably gonna be perfect. All around, man, I'm happy. I feel like this is very similar feeling as a safety bar squat. And, you know, yeah, I would say this is very similar to a safety bar squat. A lot of focus on the quads. You can get really low. It's superior, I would say, probably hypertrophy wise over a barbell squat. If it's a barbell squat or this, I would say for hypertrophy, this is probably gonna be it. You can get really low. Good range of motion on it. Everything else seems right. I think if you're under 6 foot, it's gonna fit you perfectly. If you're over 6 foot, I think you could probably do some pretty simple modifications and it would be there. It's a good buy.